Pisces. Welcome to Yellow Cardinal Tarot with me. My name is Carol. Pisces, this is going to be a mid-month check-in for July 2024. It's a general reading. And so we're going to begin by looking at what situations, struggle, issue, pattern that may be showing up in your life right now going into the end of July. And then in the second part of the reading, we're going to be looking at what is coming up from your shadow that needs healing. And if you're unfamiliar with the term shadow, because we are going to be doing some shadow work in part 2, I left a really good video for you in my description box, and it's called My Powerful 4-Step Guide to Shadow Work. And it's really a video about facing your own shadow. It's taken from my other channel called Carol Cares that has a lot of mental health videos for you, some tools that you need while you're on your healing journey. And our shadow is really something that we need to pay attention to, because in our shadow, which is in our unconscious, and we're not aware of these things because those are the things we've pushed down about ourselves, that is 95% of what we know about ourselves is sitting in our shadow. And that is what's having the biggest impact on all of our relationships and everything that we do in life. All the decisions we want to make for ourselves, what direction you want to take your life in. If you don't believe me, Google 95% unconscious and it'll come up. The other 5% is what we think we know about ourselves. And so we really don't have an authentic viewpoint of who we really are. And that's why this channel is about trying to heal. What are we sitting with? What's coming up from the shadow that's impacting that? And then the third thing we're going to look at is guidance from the tarot, so that you can start to heal this. And I'll also provide you with my own video on, sometimes it's a playlist, on something that you need to look at and heal specifically, that'll help you heal specifically what's in your shadow. So, and then I'll also leave you with a link to the July 2024 reading at the end. So we're going to get started. I'm going to be using the Tarot Grand Lux by Ciro Marchetti. It's a new deck I just purchased, so we'll see how that works out. And then the Rider-Waite deck to clarify, of course. So let's begin with this. I've already shuffled it offline. So I'm just going to do a quickie here. Yeah, see, it's a deck that's not, the cards are really come out easily, so I have to be careful with it because it's brand new, so it's still stiff. So, all right, so let's have what situation, issue, problem is, pattern is Pisces dealing with in July. One card, please. That one wanted to come out. We have the Knight of Wands. It's a beautiful deck. I love it. I like the cards too. I really like them. What's coming up from your shadow? That's having an impact. It's driving this issue that you're sitting with right here, this Knight of Wands. One card. You have the Emperor and the Ten of Swords behind it. Ten of Swords. And what guidance does the tarot have for you? One card, please. I almost wanted to come out. Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords. Okay, so we have our 3 sections. Now we're going to clarify these. So I'm going to ask the tarot here to, I think I can shuffle these. Give me clarifiers for this Knight of Wands. Clarifiers, please. There's one fired on the ground, floor. One or two more, please. Ooh, being tough might just be all at once. Oh, there we go. Okay, it was at the beginning, which makes sense why it was hard to come out. All right, so you've got the Four of Wands in reverse, and the Three of Pentacles beside it. How about this Emperor and the Ten of Swords here? Oh, too many there. Way too many. Put these in, back in. Try that again. One or two cards, please. Okay. Okay, still wanted to spit out a bunch of cards for me. So, Death card was the first one that came out here. And then you got the Knight of Wands. Got a lot here. Nine of Swords. And the Knight of Swords. So, okay. A lot to say from your shadow. This Eight of Swords, please. Tell me about this Eight of Swords here. Couple clarifiers, please. Okay, I think there might be a couple in there. You have the Two of Cups in reverse. More than a couple, maybe three. Seven of Pentacles in reverse. And the Knight of Pentacles. I think you can still see those, yeah. Okay. Let's begin your reading. You have it was hard to get everything out. Knight of Swords was here. But once it came out, it talked a lot. So what situation are you sitting in right now? You're sitting with Knight of Wands, and this is in reverse. It's very interesting because the Knight of Wands is, the knights in my deck are what I would call my freedom fighters. They want freedom. They're like an adolescent part of you that's just bursting at the seams to be free. And I want you to think of an adolescent. When they're younger and they want to do something. This is Wands. Wands is about doing something for yourself, creative, something you want to do. And think about a teenager when they're younger and they want to do something and they're told no. A couple options here. They're going to get angry, for sure, and maybe they're not allowed to use their anger. So they turn that inwards and they become depressed. And so you could be sitting with, because this is in reverse here, you could be sitting with some ungrounded anger and you don't know what to do with. And you could be sitting with some hopelessness, some depression. Because there is a part of you that wants to be you, that wants to be authentic and wants to be free to be authentic. And this is what this Knight of Wands is right here. Four of Wands for clarification comes out, and The Four of Wands speaks about the Three of Wands talks about you have this plan. You're planning on doing something. And again, Wands is like that fiery energy that wants to go somewhere, do something, put yourself first, like in a creative way, which means something that maybe you've never done for yourself before. And Four is when you actually, it's like a victory card where you actually step out and you're on your way to doing this, but it's in reverse. And so you're very blocked. There is a resistance on your part, or you're blocked to doing this. And maybe that's why you're sitting here in anger or in hopelessness, because you're not free to do this. There's something you want to do. You are ready to go and do something for you for once and put yourself first, but it's not happening here. And then you get this co-creation card that comes up behind it in Pentacles. And this card talks about co-creating, like almost like you have yourself here that has this amazing idea, and then you've got the universe that, that's backing you up. But you can't. You just, there's this, you're feeling so blocked, and there's so much resistance to doing this. And I could see it just must be driving you nuts because you don't know what to do. Sometimes when this Three of Pentacles card shows up here, it's like I said, it's a co-creation card. It often speaks to me of, like, maybe you're going to be doing something with somebody. Maybe you're planning on, starting some project with someone else, a new job. Sometimes it talks about you're thinking about therapy, maybe. Maybe you're in therapy. Maybe you're thinking about going to therapy. In that, maybe because you're needing help with this. You can't figure out, like, how do I do this? Why am I so blocked? I have so much hopelessness or so much ungrounded energy around this where I feel like I'm bursting. I know I'm ready to do this, but I can't. And that's when you go, well, there's something sitting in your shadow that's blocking this. There's something preventing you from doing this. And I can't tell you this enough, that when you are ready, often, something you've been doing, you've been thinking about, you've been working towards, this is something I've always wanted to do. And then when you go to do it, all of a sudden it's like, why can't I do this? Why can't I do this? I just can't do it. Whether it's fear, it's this anxiety, depression, anger. Why can't I do this? You're blocked. And that's when you have to turn to, there's something I need to get to that's sitting in my shadow that I need to heal. I can't tell you, when I started this tarot channel, you don't just start it like that. I couldn't. I turned on the camera and I got so scared. The anxiety just went, and it's like, I can't do it. I can't do it. And I literally had to journal, ground and journal. I can't do this. I'm not allowed to do this. I can't do this. So there's something here. You can maybe journal from that. I'm just telling you that now. That story came up, but you can just, there's something that's preventing you from not doing this. There's fear, there's anxiety. Often when we're feeling anxiety, there's some anger behind there, because I'm going to assume, without even looking at your shadow, that you were blocked from doing something when you were younger, that you were told you couldn't. I'm assuming this is what's happening here. We're going to go and look, though. So, first card that comes up in your shadow. Now, your shadow is about a story about when you were younger. This is where the first kind of, thing happened. And it's like a pattern that shows up. Or maybe this is a pattern. Maybe it's just, coming up here when you're starting this new thing, or whatever it is that you want to do for yourself. The Emperor comes up. The Emperor's, is first of all, it's a major arcana card, which means it's your first major arcana card in the deck, and in your reading. And it is the masculine energy. It is almost, people say, like, it's like a father figure. He's a real controller. He loves to make the laws. He makes people follow my rules. Often he represents the rules of society, right? And so this is coming up in your shadow to tell you that I'm going to say that you came from an environment when you were younger where you were very much controlled. Whether it was by, it could be a female, could be a male. It doesn't, just because he's masculine doesn't necessarily mean, this is just masculine energy, because it has nothing to do with gender here. It's just a masculine energy, controlling energy. So you're coming from one or two parents that were controlling. A lot of times it's both of them, or not. But you were very much controlled when you were younger, to the point that here's the Ten of Swords in reverse. It's in reverse in your shadow. The Ten of Swords talks about where swords, first of all, are our mental energy, our mental thoughts, things that you were told. And so just think of this controller saying, you can't do this. You're not allowed to do that. We don't have the money. That's a stupid idea. All those things, because there's a creative aspect of what you want to do here for yourself. But when you were younger, maybe this could be the same thing or not, but that when you were younger, you were very much controlled, to the point that all of these belief systems or thought patterns, these things that they told you, you're not allowed to do that, and all the reasons why, did you in. Just absolutely did you in, right? And all of this is, you've put it all away. It's blocked. You put those all away. They're sitting in your shadow. But I'm going to bet that you're hearing a lot of them right now. Often we hear, when we're about to do something new, when we want to do something for ourselves, we often hear the same messages like, what are you, stupid? Why do you want to do that? You're not smart enough. You can't do that. These are the same things that we would have been told when we were younger, these swords. This controlling emperor would have told you these things. And so that's what's sitting in your shadow. You weren't allowed to. And so I'm gonna read these cards right here and give me a bit more information. Yeah. So the first card you get is the Death card. And the Death is a card of like major transformation here. It's a letting go. And so I think what happened was you decided that there was probably something you wanted to do, things that you wanted to do, and they were so controlling that you just kind of gave up. It's a giving up card too. It's like, I just gave up. I let go. I'm done. So you gave up. You gave up when you were younger because you knew you knew that you couldn't win this battle. You couldn't win. And this but here's this interesting part here. Here's the interesting part. You started off with the Knight of Wands in reverse. Well, guess who pops up in your shadow is the Knight of Wands in an upright position. So and it's about this creativity, this wand, this creativity. You've never lost it. You gave up, but it's still here and it's upright. So you never lost your hope, or you never lost your drive, your freedom. Here's your freedom to do what you want to do. It's right here. You gave up when you were younger because you had no choice. When I was dealing this, and I saw the Emperor with the Ten of Swords sitting in your shadow, and I just went, control, right? So that's why you gave up. You had no choice when you were younger. You couldn't fight this, so you gave it up. But he's right here, this Knight of Wands. He wants the freedom now. He's sitting in your shadow. He wants you to do what you want to do. They want to continue to. This is you. It's sitting in your shadow. And here's the swords here. Again, this is shadow energy. These are all these swords. This is everything they told you right here. This is everything they told you. Keeps you out kept you up at night and kept you spinning as a child. Very confused. Very confused. To the point of, like, again, there's so much resistance to, like, you just pushed all of these ideas, these things that they were telling you about yourself away. It was too painful for you to deal with. When you're a child and you're told all this stuff and you're controlled, well, you just give in. You don't have a choice. You do what you're told. But damn it, you got another knight here, right behind it. That's sitting, and you have two knights here. This time it's the Knight of Swords. And it's the freedom. They want freedom, but this time they want freedom to be themselves. This is the authentic, their truth. And so you have two knights sitting in your shadow here. Both of them are upright. One wants freedom to take your life in the direction and to be authentic. And this is what you want. This is what you've always wanted when you were younger. But you were controlled and you couldn't. And so how are you supposed to now do what you want to do? And because here's the Four of Wands is what you want to do here, but it's in reverse. You just can't figure out how to do this. You're finally deciding, I'm going to put me first. I'm going to do this for myself. I want to do this. But you have all this, I'm going to call it baggage, all this stuff here that's blocking you, that's sitting in your shadow that needs to be healed. All this controlling that needs to be healed. So there are emotions around this. You think of yourself as a teenager because you have a lot of teenage energy, this teenage energy. And it could have been when you were younger as well, that wanted to do things and you couldn't. How you heal this? Well, the first thing is here's you, the Eight of Swords. Here's that sword energy in your head, right? This is you all up in your head thinking, I see no way out of this. And it's understandable. You were very much controlled when you were younger, and now you're feeling like there is no way out. And the universe wants to say, there is a way out. There is a way out. This person can get free. She's able to walk away with her feet. They're not tied up. She can't see. Her hands are tied up. But you can change this. You can walk away. But there's some things you have to do. So we're going to see. You can get out of this. I know in your head you're thinking, I can't get out of this. I don't know how to get out of this. I'm stuck. Here's the beginning. Here's the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups is a beautiful card. It's a beginning relationship between two people. It's a very giving, vulnerable, intimate relationship between two people. But it's not two people. It's the beginning relationship that you're going to have with you. This is you beginning to get to know you, because on a deeper level, because in your shadow you have this knight that knows who you are. You have this other knight that knows what direction you need to go into. You may not know it now because this is in your shadow, it's hidden. But the universe knows you can get out of this. It's time to begin a relationship with yourself. This is a beginning relationship here. This has been going on for a long time. This card, Seven of Pentacles, says in an upright position, it's like you're finally realizing, and it's in reverse here, because I think what's happened is that you have really, really given up. And I think you have almost to the point where you've accepted that this is my life. When you were younger, you had no choice. You had to accept that this is my life. You were controlled. You had no choice at all. You have a choice. The universe says you can get free. You have a choice, because you know what? because you're an adult now. Now it's time to go inwards. That's the only direction now that you have. Your choice is to go inwards. Because I think you realize that you're hitting like a wall. Your exterior world and what you think is out there is like, I don't know what to do. And now the universe is saying, all right, we're going to go inwards. And here's another night for you. Beautiful, another night. Another freedom. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4 nights in this deck. There are 4 nights in the deck, but 4 nights in the reading here. And scream for freedom. Authenticity. And this one is the Pentacle. This one wants you to feel your body again. Wants you to get back into your body. Right? Because when you're in this 8 of Swords energy, you're totally up in your head. You still think that you're being controlled and that you have no choice. And often when we become an adult, we sometimes live the same way we were when we were children. We feel like we're controlled. Maybe you are in a controlling relationship right now that you don't see a way out of. But there is a way out because you're an adult now. You're an adult. So you can walk away. What I'm going to do is, I think what is really important for you right now is I want to give you a playlist. There's a couple videos in there on how to ground your mind that's keeping you up spinning, thinking you don't have any control over this, and to get back into your body and ground your body so that you can start feeling what is really going on here. And there might be some things like because this Knight has come out in reverse, like I said, there might be some anxiety here that you need to feel and some hopelessness that you're going to have to take yourself through. But I want you to learn how to ground first. There are lots of videos on my channel from Carol Cares that help you with journaling and hopelessness and depression and anger. But I want to give you a video on grounding to learn how to get out of your head and back into your body. And then I'll leave you with the July 2024 reading. And I'll talk to you soon, Pisces. Bye.